nothing else to do, and my boy Jeremy hooked me up with another side-by-side comparison video. This is a video of Scott Stokely from 1999 when he was in his prime. And he teaches a method that is, we'll just call it old school. But I had never actually seen any good video of Scott Stokely when he was in his absolute prime. But one of the guys from the forum or from the group actually made this video. I guess he made this. This is his video. And he actually took this video. And this is Scott Stokely. He is throwing over some trees, so he's throwing high. But after seeing an actual side shot of Stokely in his prime throwing full speed, I realized that the elements of his throw were no different than any of the modern professionals. Maybe not quite as refined, but certainly the same rotational spin. It doesn't look like a pull at all to me. It looks like a swing, a big swing into his chest, and then he fires his back knee in rotation and throws the disc forward and spins out. And here we go. We're going to watch it full speed. He threw a putter, like apparently he threw it like 450 feet or something like that. I wasn't there, but people were laughing afterwards saying that that was a putter and he went over the trees. He's playing with Climo. So here we go in slow-mo, and we will, you'll have to forgive the quality. It's 1999 video, but this is just, it's a treasure. Swing the disc forward. Wow, it looks just like Paul Macbeth. All right, okay. There you go. Let's go back and look. We'll go back. Back. Going back. All righty. Wow, has anybody ever seen that position before? Just saying. Okay. There you go. There's a tuck. Elbow, 90 degrees. Disc hits his left pec. What's this going on here? Look at his head position. He's not over here on top of his front foot pulling the disc. He is setting up for a big, powerful throw out from his chest. That is a throw out. That is an arc coming out from the chest. That is not pulled across the chest. The chest is wide open, facing the disc. This is not, his chest isn't in line with the target. His left side is compressed. Look how well he dropped his arm. I mean, he's so far ahead in a lot of ways on his technique. This is, maybe we didn't realize it, but, you know, this is kind of the precursor, him and Climo, kind of the precursor to what we're seeing today. But these positions, if you're a spin and throw person, are not unusual. They are pretty much textbook. Okay, so he's going in to the chest, to the tuck, out. His arm is straightening, straight out away from his head. And go back, go forward, and his elbow has remained exactly the same. His chest is facing exactly at the disc. He's literally looking at the disc as it leaves his hand. And then he continues into his follow through and actually falls back on this leg because he's throwing up. But since he stayed centered, it's very much like Marcus Colstrom, Paige Pierce. Okay, that being said, look at this monster rotation. This is a This is a huge rotation. His hips are, I don't know, they're facing over here to these people. You know, look at his knees. They're almost touching together. Speaking of Paige Pierce, my good friend from the group made me a side-by-side of Paige Pierce and Scott Stokely. And we're just going to compare these two to see how far apart they are. If they're far apart at all. Let's just see. Okay, we're going to back up a little bit. Now, I was told it was a little difficult to get the frames to sync up because we have way more frame rate here than we do here. So they're not completely synced all the time, but man, is this awesome. Thank you for making this video for me. Okay, so Paige, okay, so one of the differences is Scott starts with the disc out in front of him, kind of like Paul Macbeth. And this is his swing. And Paige doesn't use the disc to swing. She moves her elbow around, which would be more like a bent elbow type throw. But it's the same. And you can see once we get them synced up, okay, they'll sync up in just a second. Okay. So Scott's starting to swing back. Paige is yet to start swinging back because her foot's not planted yet behind her. And she goes to plant. So it's a little bit out, but I think you're going to get the idea. Look, he's swinging. Do you remember the video I made? Where it talks about the drill where you swing the right side around the left like this, and it looks like a backwards pitcher. Okay. So if you're a spin and throw person, you'll notice the angle of the spine, very similar. They do sync up here in just a second. You'll see. Okay, so Paige will have to push the disc out because she started with a bent elbow, whereas Scott's arm is already straight. But he swung it. He's more like Paul Macbeth. But the body positions are the same. So they're getting ready. They're actually going backwards. This part is going backwards, turning back, and the step is going forwards. Now we're in sync. Okay, now we're getting the frames in sync. Backwards, huge shoulder turn, on one foot, still stretching back and stepping through. And now, is Scott going to push or is he going to spin? Let's just see. Okay, Paige has already started her knee, which is the frame rate. Here we go. Let's see what Scott does. Oh, there it is. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. This comparison's a little bit ahead of this one, but see, it's the same, folks. It's the same. 1999, longest player in the game, longest woman in the game, longer than most of the men. It's the same. The fundamentals haven't changed. The way it's taught needs to change. Scott Stokely and Paige Pierce throw almost exactly the same way. You'll notice his back foot's completely off the ground. His hip is leading his shoulders. Her shoulders are here. Hips are here. Knee is completely fired. His knees are coming together. He's rotated his left side around the lead hip. Same as Paige. No difference. They're exactly the same. The idea that, athletic fundamentals change, but it's certainly not pull. It's not stand over on my front leg, get my head way over here, and pull the disc. That's not what's happening. Now, I'd give you that Scott, this is probably a little lean. This is a little lean back for both of them. I think Paige is throwing really high to get a big power shot. But we're kind of doing apples to apples, in my opinion. Um, and I just want to say, like, I don't know, maybe Scott hadn't seen this video. I don't know. Might be interesting if he watched it and saw that his form is certainly reminiscent of the best form today, which is awesome. For Scott, I think that's amazing. Um, but it's a rotation. It's not a push. Nobody's pushing. The knee is rotating, coming around, compressing the left side. In fact, I mean, this looks like a modern, I mean, Scott's got his arm tucked in, really nice. His left side is totally compressed into his right, and he's getting, that disc came into his left pec, and now it's coming straight out, and he faces that disc, bam, dead straight line. And if anything, his head goes backwards. It's certainly not throwing forward, going this way with the disc. Stopped it, and everything got converted into rotation of this rotation that started way early in the throw. The crank up on one leg, turning the lead side around the rear leg. Look at the big delay on one foot. They're both on one foot for a really long time. It's almost like Paige drops down into the squat right as that knee starts to fire. But we've gone over Paige's more than once. I just wanted to show you. I mean, there you go. You know, I don't know what else to say. This is Brad, and join my Patreon, join Spin and Throw Disc Golf group on Facebook. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much.